Alright, let's continue on with the Columbia Eclipse Grafonola.
A one, a two.
Ting-a-ling, 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 it's the bad humor man.
So in the last episode, we cleaned the spring barrel, both springs, and we discovered that there is a little bit of rust just on this gear here. So we cleaned everything to do with the mainspring, so that's great, but we got to get that rust off there. And I can't do that quite yet because I don't have any evaporust. Well, not all is lost. We can do other stuff in the meantime. Considering that there's an entire gear train to rebuild, I think we can do that first because our spring barrel is actually fairly modular in this thing. You can assemble all the stuff over here before putting this in. In that sense, this has the same type of principle that a clock does. So anyway, we got a mix of parts here that have just been sitting around. What looks like it belongs to what? Okay, this looks like it belongs to the governor. This is definitely for the governor. That looks like part of our start and stop mechanism. More governor. Okay, I think what we'll do is rebuild the governor first. I've just been familiarizing myself with the original series that I shot last year, the year before that, and the year before that on this thing. Okay, here's our main spindle here. Let's clean the ends of this. You're gonna make sure these things aren't dirty. See that? Yeah. And just kind of do that quick. Rub it in paper towel. Call up Chase. Tell him his paper towel has been stolen. Anyway, just a bit of cleaning there. Okay, I think that should be good. Because remember, this is spinning at, I don't know. It's spinning fairly fast. You don't want any dirt or grime on this thing. Okay, and then the worm gear keys into that. Alright, this is fairly clean. Or actually, it's very clean. Let's go with this. Okay, so the first part I believe goes on here is this collet. I'm not sure if it screws on or the governor weights just kind of hold it on as it's all being put together. I'm not really sure. I think this stuff has its own screws though. Maybe it doesn't. I'm not sure. Do you guys see anything in there other than a dead bug? Nice. Well, that's definitely for the governor. That's for the weights itself. How do you... This is interesting. I need to go look around for a second. Alright, we're just gonna go for this. Yeah, viewers, I haven't... This machine this governor here has been sitting apart for far too long, and Greg completely forgets how it goes back together again. Well, not entirely. But we're gonna try and make this work. Here again, are these not magnetized? Terrific. Oh my goodness, we're having all kinds of difficulties here. You know, I was just ridiculing myself, just as, you know, watching my old videos, like, you know, trying to basically take notes and see how things went together. And, I don't know, the things I want to see myself do, I don't do on the camera. And I think I know why that is, because just dealing with all these little pieces is, well, is it overwhelming? A little bit. We're gonna try and get this, get the hair out of here. Oh my goodness, guys. Gonna get the washer and put it on the screw, or I'll just drop it. Oh my goodness. Yeah, this is something that requires patience. All right, now let's get that in that governor pad there. I don't think this governor needs any sort of real adjustment. You know, you just kind of put the screws in and away you go. Okay, we're gonna try and get that on there. Oh my goodness. Oh man, that's not the greatest position to be in. Okay, so here's our governor mostly put back together. And, okay, I didn't film this because this was total agony. These little screws and washers were giving me a headache. They were being very fiddly. So, You just screw them onto this collet here, screw them onto this here, then they're on there, both sides, you know, the weights are screwed on. It's very simple. Then there's a screw on this collet thing here, or whatever this is called, and it holds it to the staff here, or to this arbor. Now, there was a slight issue. Oh, wait, before we get into that, adjusting how far you want this arbor, because this thing slides around in here if this screw is missing. How you adjust that is you just kind of, well, judging off my old video, it was approximately adjusted to there, the end of it, or the end of the governor sticking out there. I don't know if any of this makes any sense at all. I'm just going to move on. I don't know. I'm trying my best to explain this. I don't know what this is called, but yeah, this will flop around in here if you don't have this holding screw here. And also, we're missing one of the weight screws, and I'm the dope who lost it because we still have the washer for it. There's a dead tail bug and all that crap in there. So what are we going to do? Well, I immediately went over to my Dollar Watch parts, and we managed to get a screw that fits amazingly. I thought I was going to have to go on the phonograph stop on Facebook and, you know, possibly find someone who has screws and just order some replacements. But, yeah, so that's terrible. We lost a screw. I don't know how we would have lost that. Probably in the cleaning solution. The big dumb bins and stuff that I was using back in the day. I think that screw might still be in my garage. I don't know. But this screw actually threads here. I don't know what this is for. It's for it's for a Dollar Watch. I don't know on what part though, or where this would go. Or maybe it's just some random. I have no idea. It was in here. Anyway, let's put it on. So it's not perfect what is in there anyway. And it's not falling off. The screw isn't popping out. Yeah, I'd like to find the original, but, you know, I'd rather not have this governor weight flip-flopping all over the place because there's no screw there. Not a terrific start by any means. At least we were able to use a screw that we have to replace the one that we lost. That's really unfortunate. Thankfully, the head's big enough, too. It's just big enough to accommodate that washer there. Okay, continuing onwards, we are going to put the spindle back into the motor here. And also, a lesson I've learned from clock cleaning is that pivot holes, or anything like this, holes in this type of stuff, if you ram a toothpick up in there, you'll pull out all kinds of grease and things like that. So this was oiled at one time, and now the oil has totally solidified, and it's hard to get to this spot because of how it is. Let's see here. Yeah, you want to get all that out of there because you want this thing to spin freely. Okay, yeah, this is such an awkward angle because I'm having to work through the actual motor here itself. Just get as much of that out of there as I can. Because that stuff will not necessarily gum up the machine, but I'm pretty sure that'll wear the ends of the spindle out if that stuff is left in there. Yeah, that's disgusting. Yeah, that's not good. Just go in there like that. Yeah, go in there a few times until stuff stops coming out, if that makes any sense. Yeah, you don't want that type of stuff there jammed up in the motor. Okay, so now it's time to put our spindle back up in here. And I think I'm just going to stick these guys. Actually, no, I'm just going to put them, well, here, we'll see what happens here. Get our spindle, stick it through the actual shaft here. And I think right there is probably a good opportunity to oil some of this. Yeah, I think some of this stuff here deserves some oil. Well, it doesn't deserve it, but, well, it actually, well, no, it does. It does deserve it entirely. I don't know if you saw any of that. There we go, make that nice and oiled up there. It's going to be spinning there. And stick that in there. And stick this guy in here too. Yeah, there we go. Now there's screws on this spindle and on that collet that just went in. And I'm not, oh wait, I forgot to oil one of the most important parts. That up there, or that hole there needs it in here. Why can I not talk? I don't know what's going on here, viewers. Okay. Oh my gosh. Okay, I need it actually on the right part, not on the wrong part. Stick oil up in there. Need to actually make sure oil makes, gets up in the right places. That's always a good start. There we go. That feels nice and well, it's moving, so that's good. Okay, let's see what we're doing here now. And I'm just using a toothpick. I've got my Mobile OW-40. That's what I'm using to oil. And maybe I shouldn't be using that because I'm not gonna say it's expired, but it's oil from 2017. So, yeah, that's Mobile 1 is synthetic oil. Not sure if that is quote-unquote expired or not. I'm pretty sure we can still use it. I'm still using it for other things. I've just got the lid there. I've got a toothpick in there. I'm just dabbing it onto stuff here. So, let's see what we can do here. Both of these need to be screwed into there, if that makes any sense. So where are the screws at? Hopefully I didn't lose them, because that'd be really bad. After referencing back to the old video, I found this Kirkland Greek yogurt container, the vanilla one, and I'm pretty sure that's what screw, or that's the screw for this here. This worm gear, yeah, this is a worm gear. Let's try and get this in here. And bingo, okay. Not sure how high or low. See, this was the same thing with the governor. It's the same type of scenario where you have all this kind of room to, you got all this play. I'm not quite sure where this worm gear is supposed to sit. Not entirely sure where you go. And as you can see, this whole shaft area here, or this whole thing, this whole spindle shaft is all nice and oiled now. Okay. Let me try and kind of refer back to the old video. If we go back to 2019, we can see it was like this. So I'm gonna guess that it was sitting just like it is now. So I'm gonna screw that in. Yeah, we actually do stuff on camera, believe it or not, viewers. Okay, let's get that kind of there. And tighten that. Okay, we got the worm gear in, and we also got its collet, and I'm pretty sure the function of this is literally just to be a spacer. And just kind of so the user or whoever knows where to put this gear here. And I know we put it on wrong the first time, and I took it off and flipped it over. I don't think these screws have to be lined up. They can just kind of be anywhere, and this thing can just spin. And I put a little bit of oil here, and I also put oil there, right there on the plate there. Just so this, so it's when it's rubbing up against this piece of metal here, there's no friction. You want to create as little friction as possible here. Okay, viewers, we have relocated, so now we are on the sawhorse. Back in the day, we used to be on that lid, that brass oil drum, or whatever kind of drum lid, whatever this thing is called. We used to be over there. Now we are working on the sawhorse because this is so much more convenient. There's more space, and of course it has a spot for the spindle to stick through, and it's entirely adjustable. So that's terrific. Okay, so now what we're going to do, we're going to install the governor. So already we've got the governor, I like to call it the governor cup, but I highly doubt that's its name. I don't know what this would be called. Whatever it is, don't lose it, because it looks like a specialty part, and unlike a screw here. And this thing has already been cleaned out. We've stuck a toothpick in there, made sure there's no debris left. I guess I could do it again, but I don't know, it's probably okay. Stick that in here. And there's a hole there. I don't know if you can see that. We'll stick it in there. There's a screw that goes in the hole, and it's a fairly long screw. This machine comes with all types of really special hardware that I don't think you could really replace if you lost it, unless you bought a parts machine. Oh, there we go. Yeah, see, there we go. Okay. So now that cup is locked into place. I don't know why there's a screw on the end of the cup. I don't know why there's a head here. I don't know why that's there. And we'll stick our governor in. There we go. It's in there. What the heck? Did I do it right? It seems kind of far back here. I don't really understand what's going on there. It seems like the governor's too big for this spot. I wonder if we put it together wrong. I don't think we did. Let me take out the cup and fiddle around with it. Okay, I've just grabbed the other side of where the governor is supposed to go, and there's like an oil wick in here. I don't know if that whole thing is supposed to be covered in oil, but yeah, the governor sits, and I've got a cat looking at me here. The governor sits in like this, or something like that. It goes something like this here. And is it actually gonna, I don't know if it'll stay like that, but anyway, oh, just dropped it. Yeah, I'm not really sure. I guess we'll just have to put it together. All right, stick a bit of oil on the governor, on the end of it. Oops, if I can actually get it on there. Oh my gosh, I just missed. Okay, go with that. Stick that in there. I don't think it has to be absolutely perfect. And why is this not, yeah, it's not, and very interesting, viewers. This collet is like it's in the way or something. I'll try and stick this on here. Try and get this together. Weird. I think I might have something backwards here, or something's not quite right. Okay, I looked back at the old video to see the position of this cup here, and you know, you'd think that with this hole here, the screw would go in the hole. Well, if we look back at part 3 of the series, back in the day, if my phone would focus, that'd be terrific. But it's not. Come on, phone. There we go. You can see the cup is way the heck out there, and you can see the hole is, you know, invisible. So obviously this thing is adjustable. They don't care where you put it. So I'm just doing whatever. I don't really care. If it's gonna be hanging out like that, or if Columbia just says, go put it wherever you want, we don't care, then that's exactly what I'm going to do, because that's what they say. Not sure what needs oil here. Okay, what the heck has been falling apart here? There's some weird, like, okay, I think this is falling off the governor itself. Nice. I'm gonna go dump that into the garbage. But seriously, do we put oil in that? Well, it's felt, so I'm gonna guess some type of oil wick. Yeah, chances are oil goes in this thing. And for the last thing I'm gonna do in this video, because I'm not even sure what time it is, or I know what time it is. I don't know how long this video's been going for, so I need to actually like stop it at some point. Is just to quickly reinstall. I almost said balance wheel. Reinstall the governor assembly. And I don't like see that. Okay, this is clearly meant to be moved around. Okay, I guess I'm just gonna see what I get. Whatever works. I think it was something like that, though. I think that's the way it was adjusted originally. I don't recall there being some, you know, I don't think it was like way over there or something like that. Okay, let's install the governor. The one end goes into that hole there. And this really awkward maneuver here. So let's just zoom this in here. Okay, let's do that. Stick this in there. And okay, I think we might have to adjust this a bit because it's not even making contact with the worm gear here. So I think that has something to do with that there. Weird how this stuff is adjustable though, hey? Like I can't wrap my mind around that. Usually it almost never is. See, and you can play around with this here and decide how good or bad it meshes with this. Interesting. Okay, I'm just gonna make it tight. Not sure why Columbia went that route. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm screwing it the wrong way there. There we go. So this is how a worm gear look. Thanks, boys. Okay, now I've made it way too tight to the point where it won't even spin. Terrific. Oh, wait. Maybe it will spin. I don't know what's going on there. Okay, let's try and loosen it up just a little bit. Interesting design here, viewers. Okay, let's try that now. Why is this still jamming up? Okay, you don't want it not making any contact. You want it just making enough. See, I'm just judging by how the teeth are looking here. I know you can't really see because I'm just letting the camera do its own thing. You can see kind of the teeth there, teeth of the gear here. You don't want this assembly too close together or too far apart. And it's only designed to spin one way. There we go. Sounds like a phonograph now, doesn't it? What a weird, like, way to go about this, but okay. I can't imagine why Columbia would decide to have, like, what's literally an adjustable governor. Maybe if you had to replace it? I don't know. That's the best thing I can think of, is having to replace the governor. And let's put oil on this thing. Shoot, I missed. Need to bring my oil actually closer to this thing. Okay, we'll start with that. Actually, I better put oil on this thing more. Let me try and do it from here. Maybe I should be putting more on. I don't know how much oil this thing actually needs on here. I don't think it needs a ton, it just needs some. Okay. So there's our worm gear interaction happening there. And it seems to be pretty decent. So I won't complain with that, and I'll just kind of stick more on here as well. Because I want all of this to be nice and oiled, and I'm pretty sure that's the original intent for these anyway, was to have a lot of, well, as I said, some oil, but not a ton, but just enough to, I don't know what would be the most descriptive or the best term to use here. Maybe just so it's wet to the touch. Maybe that's a good way to word it. I'm not really sure. But anyway, our governor moves, and it's all free and everything, and it's not having any issues with the weights, and the replacement screw we put in seems to be a-okay. Nothing going on with that. I don't want to, touch it here because I'm just gonna wreck it. But yeah, this mechanism here seems ready to run. And you want some like after spin or whatever it's called. You want it to spin and not just stop. You want it to just spin for a little bit and then stop. So, great. That is good. So anyways, viewers, that is it for this particular episode of the Columbia Grafonola and Why Is It Tight? So, yeah, viewers, that really is it. As you can see, it was a lot of fumbling around and trying to just mentally comprehend in my head just what was going on. And that governor with all those adjustable, the cup that went with it and that other plate with the oil, with the so-called oil wick, I believe that is an oil wick. I don't entirely know. I couldn't figure out why that was adjustable. Usually you just put a gear into place and that's where it goes. But for something like a governor, I don't really know why you'd want to have adjustable, I don't know, maybe more customization if you had to replace it with an entirely different one. Maybe that's the idea. I don't know. I don't know why Columbia would do that. So I've reconstructed the governor assembly the way I found it. So as you saw there, I was referring back to earlier episodes of this series, and for some reason, once again, more customization or interchangeability or whatever, that cup that the governor screws into, that has extra holes that you don't need. I don't know. It works. It works like that, and as you saw there, I was asking why is it tight? Well, it was just kind of, it needed to. I personally think it needed to be played around with more. We have it running fine now. Yeah, there's more on that in the next episode of the series. I appreciate you guys sticking around and seeing all this through. And yeah, let's get this phonograph done, shall we?